To the House.
I'm going to call Barbara Stewart.
Thank you, Mr Chair. On behalf of New Zealand First, I would like to take a brief call on this very important bill, the Holidays Full Recognition of Waitangi and Anzac Day Amendment Bill. This is really important, Mr Chair. We know that Anzac Day and Waitangi Day are days that are really significant to us as New Zealanders, and we won't stop commemorating them. They are very, very special, and we always like to treat those days as such. But what we believe in New Zealand First is that the rules for these holidays have to be the same as they are for Christmas and New Year if they fall on a Saturday or a Sunday. Absolutely essential. We want to recognise our special days. We don't want them treated as second-rate holidays, and we see that is happening at this point in time. So we're happy for this particular bill to go through. It was interesting to hear that the tourism industry absolutely supports this bill because they know that people will travel further into New Zealand if there is a day off on the Monday, when the Saturday or the Sunday is Waitangi Day or Anzac Day. I've had a lot of people say to me, even the taxi driver when I came into Parliament this particular week, that he thinks that we should have the Monday off when it's a significant holiday. So people support this right throughout New Zealand. But I think it's worth saying that the 6th of February and the 25th of April, they're still going to remain as the days that we commemorate and observe Anzac Day and Waitangi Day. But what it means is if these days fall on a weekend, then a holiday on the Monday can be observed. The importance and the recognition of these days is absolutely essential. We've heard how we like to compare ourselves to Australia. Australia have implemented this very successfully, and as New Zealanders, we can do the same. They're the people that we like to measure ourselves against all of the time. Even the Prime Minister measures us against that country. We were quite interested to hear that the first day that will be actually affected by this is in April 2015, the 25th of April. Now, I think it's worth mentioning that this is the 100-year anniversary of Gallipoli, and what better way to celebrate? Very, very important. The first time that this actually affects Waitangi Day is in February 2016. So we can see that it's not going to happen instantly, but it's going to happen over a period of time. I think it affects us 2 days every 5 years, which is not significant. And what was the cost to employers? Well, we've heard that it was only going to be 0.12%. And this is not going to put an undue financial burden on the government or taxpayers, mainly because it's only going to happen so occasionally. In New Zealand First, we like to see some consistency across our public holidays. The inconsistency that we currently have is quite problematic, and it can be quite confusing for families, employers and employees alike. So we need to ensure that all public holidays are treated the same. It's worth stating too that this bill is going to be excellent for provincial New Zealand and those in the tourism sector. It's time that we stood up for them in this House. The cycleways, the great tourism development, doesn't appeal to a large majority of the population because we're never ever going to use them. But in some way, this small change by Mondayising Anzac Day and Waitangi Day will inevitably benefit families, communities and many businesses right throughout New Zealand. And it's for this reason that New Zealand First is firmly in support of this bill. Thank you.
Stages of the Holidays for Recognition of Waitangi and Anzac Day bill. A couple of things I wanted to start